New tonight, Tennessee's largest school district is a step closer to being under state control. The plan, headed to lawmakers for a final vote, would allow a state-appointed oversight board for struggling school districts. ABC 24's Lauren Turman breaks down what the plan does and what it could mean for students, parents, and teachers. Lauren, good evening.
Good evening, Pepper. And yes, there is a lot to unpack here. State lawmakers are using a different kind of criteria to define when a school district is falling short and when the state could step in. They've created a checklist of signs for intervention, and across all of Tennessee, only one district currently meets that threshold, Memphis-Shelby County Schools. And while that raises stakes for Memphis, big questions still remain about what that oversight could actually look like in practice.
Senator Powers. Here.
It's a proposal that could reshape who's really in charge of Tennessee's school districts, and students are at the center of it. Under a newly approved compromise at the state capitol, certain local education agencies, or LEAs, like school boards, could be flagged for state oversight if they meet at least 4 of 6 warning signs. Things like low test scores, high absenteeism, failing school grades, or an audit that
shows deficiencies in the management, accounting, or internal controls of the LEA, or instances of fraud, waste, abuse, or financial mismanagement.
According to the State Department of Education, only one district meets that threshold, Memphis-Shelby County Schools. But the reach of the criteria is wide. About 80% of districts fall into at least one category. If a district crosses that line, a new 9-member oversight board steps in, appointed by the governor and speakers of the House and Senate. As lawmakers discuss, the board would have the power to guide major decisions for at least 4 years and be paid the same or similarly to current school board members. But when it comes to overall costs, the report states that a precise fiscal impact cannot be determined. The board would issue annual progress reports, could hire staff, and even extend its control if a district continues to struggle. Lawmakers on both sides made small tweaks, but ultimately moved the proposal forward with strong support in both chambers. Bill sponsor Senator Brent Taylor says it's about stepping in when students are being left behind.
To ensure that other schools that may be teetering on disaster like Memphis-Shelby County Schools, that they will have an opportunity to have a local intervention.
But opponents, like Representative Antonio Parkinson, argue the language is unfair.
To add the audit as one of the criteria after the fact is suspect, to say the least.
And it is important to note that this plan has not yet been made law. It now heads back to both chambers, where it will be presented by Senator Brent Taylor and Representative Mark White for a final vote. Lawmakers are on a tight timeline here. The Tennessee General Assembly is set to adjourn on Friday, so that vote is expected sometime this week. And if approved, the Oversight Board would have to be in place by July 1st. In the studio, I'm Lauren Turman.